Hello, thank you for checking out A1 Math, and today we're looking at graphing linear equations from slope-intercept form, and then later we'll take a look at writing a linear equation from a word problem. So let's get started. So we want to graph this equation, but we want to graph it in slope-intercept form, but currently it's in standard form. So the first thing we want to do is put it in slope-intercept form. So remember, that's going to be y is equal to mx plus b. All right, so that's the format we want to get. So we got 3x minus 2y is equal to 4. And we want to solve for y. We want to get that y by itself. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to move the 3x on both sides here. We're going to drop down this negative 2y. And keep in mind this 4 and negative 3x is not like terms, so you can't combine those. So you're going to end up with a negative 3x plus 4 because it's a positive 4. And then our last step to get this y by itself, we're going to divide by negative 2 on both terms here. Right. So they'll cancel out, and that's going to leave us with y is equal to a positive 3 over 2 x. And then positive divided by a negative is a negative, so that's going to be negative 2. Okay, now we have this in our slope-intercept form. So we know that the m is equal to 3 over 2, and our y-intercept is equal to negative 2. And you can write that y-intercept, meaning that's where it crosses the y-axis, as 0, comma, negative 2. So that's going to be our beginning. We're going to begin, notice to be, with 0, negative 2. So I'm going to go to 0 and come down to 2, negative 2. And we're going to move 3 over 2, m for move. So we're going to move up 3 because it's rise over run. 1, 2, 3. And then over 2. 1, 2. And that's going to be our line. And that's it. That's how you graph a linear equation in slope-intercept form. So go ahead and take a look at this next example and see if you can do this one. Okay, so remember, we want to start off with our y equal mx plus b. And that's what we want to make sure our equation looks like. So we get that by getting the y by itself. So we're going to subtract 3x on both sides. That's going to leave us with a positive y is equal to a negative 3x plus 0. Now, normally we would divide by whatever coefficient we have here, but since it's not it's just a positive one, it won't change anything here. But keep in mind, if this was a negative one, you would have to divide. And our y-intercept is going to be 0, but typically we would write that equation like this. But that doesn't change anything. Our slope is going to be negative 3, and I'm going to write that as a fraction, negative 3 over 1. And our y-intercept, b, is going to be equal to 0. So the point we begin with is 0, comma 0. Clear this up quick. All right, so I'm going to begin with 0, 0. And since I have a negative slope, I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and run 1. And that'll be my second point. And then I just draw my line. Try that again, like so. All right. Now that's graphing an equation in slope-intercept form. All right. Now let's take a look at writing a linear equation in slope-intercept form from a word problem. Okay, so in this first example, it gives us a word problem, and the graph is just for extra assistance, but I'll go over that in just a second. Let's see what it says here. It says, in order to join a dancing club, there is a $30 startup fee and a $4 monthly fee. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that models this situation. So, um, just like we had before, we're going to use our y equals mx plus b. All right, now, last time we talked about b being the beginning and m being move. I'm going to use those same letters, but slightly different. We're going to keep b as being beginning, but meaning beginning what we started with. And m meaning multiply. What do we multiply each time? So if we go back and read it again, it says the starting fee is $30 and it's $4 every month. So every month, first month, second month, third month, you have to pay a $4 fee each time. So that's times, which is multiply. So we're going to multiply the 4, but we start with 30. So our equation is going to be real simple. Y is equal to what we multiply by, 4, plus what we begin with, 30. And that's it. That's writing the equation from a word problem, okay? Just got to be able to figure out what's your slope and what's your y-intercept. Now, over here on the graph, I just want to show you what that looks like. So each month you go, every month you are at the club, there's an extra $4, but you begin with $30. So if I start off with 0 months, 0 times 4 is going to get me 0, and 0 plus 30. So if my x was 0, my y would be here at 30. And it just keeps going. So if I go over 1 month, that's going to be another $4. So it's going to add up to there. 2 months, that's going to be now $8. More up here. And it's kind of hard to graph. But the main thing you need to understand is the cost is going to be what you end up paying all the way around, your Y. And your input, how many months you go in, is going to be what you put in for your X. So take a look at this next example and see if you could just write the equation. All right, so let's take a look at this one. All right, so remember, we're going to start off with y equals mx plus b. And our beginning, what we start with here, well, let me read it for you. In order to join an online learning community, there's a $20 startup fee and a $5 monthly fee. All right, so just like before, the beginning fee is going to be the 20, and what we multiply every month is going to be 5. So we'll put that M for what we multiply plus where we begin, $20. And we got the Y. So now, If we know how many months it is, we can figure out how much it's going to cost total. Or um, if we know how much we want to spend, let's say we want to spend $100, we can figure out how many months that's going to buy us by plugging it in for Y. So it's a lot of different things you could do with these linear equations and using these functions. But again, that's writing a linear equation from a word problem. And again, I want to thank you for checking out A1 Math and have a nice day.